Ladies and gents, welcome. My name's Osmatic and welcome to another basics guide. I seem to do nothing but basics guides, but there are so many basics to get through. This guide is for anyone who's having trouble completing or getting through the tutorial. If you're like me and you dive into a game and you think, meh, tutorial, nah, leave it, and you decide you're going to start setting up things yourself, then this guide may well be very useful for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. More guides coming out, very, very often. Anyway, so when you spawn into the game, when you start into the game, you're going to start into one of these wonderful locations, and looks like somebody's parked a ship on top. That's brilliant. There you go. And you will be looking out onto a district on the planet of Alioth. And to start the tutorial, you press this button here. You activate it by pressing F, and that will start the narration of what you need to do. Now, when I started the tutorial, because I played in alpha, I knew what I wanted to do. I logged in. Before I started the tutorial, I hit F2 and I started queuing all of my talents for training, which caused me some problems further down the line. Spend that while I got it. It caused me some problems further down the line when I came to the part of the tutorial which teaches you about how to queue your talents. So you can get past that, it's not a problem, but if you want to complete the tutorial and potentially all of the side tutorials for the different professions and things in the game, then I would suggest you don't start queuing your skills straight away. However, you can queue them if you want to get training straight away, which is a good thing, and still get through the tutorial. So starting the tutorial, you walk up to this and you press F, and there's going to be some narration, so I'll either skip it or we'll just have to put up with it. This tutorial can be quite slow, and you can see the text here in the bottom left. If you don't want to read all of the text or listen to everything, you can use Shift and page down, and that will skip you
that you can use at any time to replay this tutorial in the future.
To the next part of the tutorial. So Shift and page down
to start. Let's make sure your
takes us to the next section of the tutorial.
Simply head towards
so let's say I want to do this part of the tutorial.
The movement keys.
I can move here and
Very good.
There you go.
Now let's try to jump.
So let's say I don't want to jump, I can use Shift and page down.
You are in perfect shape.
And bypass it.
Great.
Okay, so it's Shift page down to skip further into the tutorial. If you want to skip back a step because you either didn't understand it, you weren't listening, you went AFK, or you just want to do it again because you're that crazy, Shift and page up.
Very good.
Shift and page up again.
Let's make sure your
there you go. And that takes you back to the previous step, and we can go and just complete this again.
Very good.
There we go. Now, most of the early parts of the tutorials are around movement and things like that. I'm going to Shift page down.
You are in perfect shape. Now,
Shift page down. Shift page down. I've done all of this, so there you go. Shift page down, Shift page down. And now I'm going to move into the next phase. Okay, so I've paged down to the point where you've so you come to the screen and you pick up your if you get to this point, you have to do this stage. You have to grab the repair tool. So don't skip that part. Once you get past here, bit of lag, you get to this point, and don't worry if there's a lot of lag when you get to the tutorial areas in the district. These are the laggiest places in the entire solar system, so this is the worst it's ever going to be for you. The elevators are quite simple. You stand on that spot there and you press C to go down, or you press space, go up. There you go, dead simple. So on with the tutorial. I'm going to skip again. Okay, so you'll get to a point in the tutorial where you'll get to this room with these elements in, and basically these teach you how to use the marketplace. You'll start at the mining, use the marketplace, look at design and building, and also industry. And then this is for organizations, I think, and that one is for piloting. So you can complete this, or you can just skip through them.
You acquire raw materials.
Don't forget, if you miss a section of the tutorial, or you're going through these elements here which teach you about the various parts of the game that you can play, the gameplay elements, there are times when you need to click on things here, so you can just press page up and that will get you to the next part of it. It'll take you back a step, or press page down with Shift. That'll take you to the next part of the tutorial. This is the screen where I got stuck, so I'm just going to blast through the tutorial to get to this point. So here is where I got stuck, because I'd started training prior to doing this section, and when I did this there was no keyboard shortcuts to get through the tutorial that I knew of, so because I'd started training I couldn't select talents and click on the things that the game wanted me to click on. So again, I use shift and page down for this. So very quick, and so let's say you're like me and you're more of an activist learner and you actually just want to get on and play the game. There are some elements in the tutorial that you absolutely have to do to get your first speeder. If you want to skip the tutorial at any time, you can, and you use shift and backspace to do that. Okay, so you can use shift page up to go back up a step, shift page down to go down a step, or you can use shift and backspace, and that will completely log you out of the tutorial completely. Now you can always restart the tutorial by going back up to the top of this building, right up to the top of the tower where we first started, and clicking on that tutorial button again by the window. But if you press shift and backspace, it will log you out of the tutorial but take you through the final stages where you will gather the parts to make your first speeder. I would advise everybody, whether you want to play through the tutorial or not, does this last stage. So shift and backspace, and it will ask you if you want to abort the current tutorial, and you'll say yes, and then Ophelia will tell you of the bits that you need to do.
You have decided to skip the tutorial.
So if you do cancel the tutorial, and I'm going to get myself up to the this is where the talent screen is here. You can go out of this door or that door and down the stairs, out through the door and to these elevator pads here, and go down. And this will take you to this room. Now these are the you absolutely should do these last parts of the tutorial unless you're playing an alt, in which case you shouldn't be watching this video anyway, I'm guessing. And you can pick up a blueprint here, and you can choose whether you have the racer or the speeder. As far as I'm aware, they're both pretty much the same, have the same components. There's no difference in performance whatsoever. It's just a looks thing, aesthetics. And then, sorry for the lag, once you've picked up the blueprints, you can go to the racer parts, pick up the racer parts here, and you're done for the tutorial. So don't forget, keyboard shortcuts. If you get stuck at any point in the tutorial, shift page up, shift to go back up a step, shift page down to go forward a step through the tutorial if you don't want to listen to the waffle, and then shift and backspace if you want to completely skip the entire tutorial and just get to pick up your speeder, build it, and bugger off, basically. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's very quick, it's very dirty, but I had a lot of people on the stream saying, I'm stuck. I am stuck in the tutorial and I don't know how to finish it. So those simple keyboard shortcuts will hopefully help you find your way. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe again, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks very much. Bye for now.